I'm sure you have certainly seen the news about the recent price decreases on Tesla's electric vehicles. In fact, I actually made a video about it right when it happened, and I'll leave a link in the description for you to check out. But in this video, I won't be focusing on the raw numbers of breaking the news about the price decreases. Instead, I'll be taking a deep dive into what it really means for Tesla and the overall EV car market. As you may know, the price cuts made on some Model 3 and Model Y trims now qualify for the full $7,500 EV tax incentive, making them even more affordable to the consumer. I'll also be discussing how this move is a strategic one for Tesla and why I think it's actually a good thing. So sit back, relax, and let's dive in. A few months ago on Twitter, Elon warned that the prospect of a recession and higher interest rates meant they could lower prices to sustain growth at the expense of profit. Elon acknowledged last year that the price had become embarrassingly high and that it could hurt demand. The price cuts extend to the United States, Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, following a series of price cuts just last week in Asia. This move is seen as a clear shot at both smaller rivals that have been bleeding cash and legacy automakers aggressively ramping up EV production. The discounts may make EV cars more affordable to people who were previously priced out of the market. Buyers can now take advantage of both the discounts and the federal tax incentive available for certain Tesla vehicles. But before we dive in any further and why they're happening now, let me clarify that this video will be focusing on and talking about the US prices. And the reason for that is because of the new US tax credit on Tesla's website. It says at the top until March 2023, certain new Model 3 and Model Y vehicles qualify for the $7,500 tax credit eligible for buyers. Now on January 1st, 2023, the Inflation Reduction Act qualified certain EVs for a tax credit up to $7,500. This tax credit amount applies to deliveries now and may change after March. So it's important to keep in mind that this new tax credit comes with certain rules that affect the eligibility for certain vehicles. When it comes to the kilowatt hours, the battery, the capacity, where it's made, where the battery's materials are sourced from, and where it's finalized, all of that comes into play. And the truth is, they have not yet figured out the final rules for that. So in this brief little gray area between now and March is kind of a free-for-all. That's why if you're looking to get a Tesla, in my opinion, it seems like a good time to put an order in now before March. Because we all know, with Tesla, when you order, you lock in that price and they cannot change it. Plus, Teslas are also not affected by dealerships, so they don't have any markups. They pretty much determine their price at any time they can change. Now back to the price cuts. Others note that there are additional factors involved that could justify the move. The price cuts are consistent with Tesla's long-term strategy of making its vehicles accessible to a wider range of customers by introducing mass-market models at lower price points. As production capacity has increased, Tesla is able to reap efficiencies of scale that make it more competitive against rivals. Tesla has also pointed to moderating cost inflation as one factor in the price cuts. Passing on the impact of lower expenses to customers is a common way for an industry leader to demonstrate a competitive advantage. Additionally, there's an issue relating to recently renewed tax credits that may have prompted lower prices. Due to the IRS's definition of vehicles eligible for an electric vehicle tax credit, many Model Y configurations did not previously qualify for the $7,500 incentive because their prices were too high. The cuts bring the long-range Model Y below the threshold for eligibility. As you all know, the Model Y is Tesla's best seller and it's a vehicle that most people want to get. They've dropped $13,000 off of every trim of the Model Y. And of course, we can't forget about the $7,500 tax credit that qualifies until March. This means that before, the Model Y 5-seater was too expensive and did not qualify for the credit, but now basically every Model 3 and the long-range Model Y qualify for this new tax credit, which is amazing. With the new information regarding the federal tax incentives, it's important to note that the Inflation Reduction Act has qualified certain EVs for a tax credit up to $7,500, which is a significant boost for consumers looking to purchase EVs. As I mentioned earlier, some price cuts on the Model Y and the Model 3 trims now qualify for the full $7,500 EV tax incentive, making them even more affordable. The Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive, the Model 3 Performance, and the Tesla Model Y long range all now qualify. The cheapest Tesla that you can technically buy right now, while also assuming you qualify for the full incentive, is $36,490. That is incredible. However, it's important to note that there are certain qualifications that must be met in order to be eligible for the full credit. These include the vehicle being bought for personal use, primarily used in the US, and income limitations as well as MSRP caps. The IRS's website has a full list of current requirements. It's also worth mentioning that the credit amount and qualifications may change in March 2023, so it's important to stay updated on the current regulations. With the tax incentives, Tesla's Model 3 and Model Y trims now become more accessible to a wider range of consumers, and is an important move in Tesla's long-term vision of accelerating the world's transition to sustainable energy. For a long time, Tesla had undisputed command of the electric vehicle market. As other automakers ramp up their EV production efforts, however, Tesla will have to deal with a different industry environment. That does not mean that its competitive advantages will disappear, but it will require investors to recognize that the best long-term corporate strategy for keeping would-be competitors at bay might be to take steps that hurt margins in the short run. In my opinion, the insane price increases that occurred over the past year did what they were designed to do, to destroy demand because Tesla could not keep up with the orders. Now that Giga Texas and Giga Berlin are online and production capacity is better able to meet demand, how does Tesla balance the equation? If pricing for other EVs remains constant, Tesla has effectively undercut every EV in its class, and it can afford to do so for the moment. Tesla's challenge has now inverted. Can it create demand again with so many players on the board, some of whom are successfully ramping up production? Despite the challenges, Tesla remains the most efficient, time-tested, and tech-forward EV on the market. Tesla is still objectively the best at selling EVs by the numbers, but we all know that's not the most important factor. The competition is getting tighter, and it will be interesting to see how Tesla balances the equation and creates demand again. It's worth noting that Tesla's pricing strategy has always been dynamic and adaptable to the changing market conditions. The company has a history of adjusting prices based on supply and demand, as well as competition and government incentives. This move should be seen in the same light as natural evolution of Tesla's pricing strategy. Some view that these price cuts may be a response to the increased competition in the EV car market. With more and more manufacturers entering the space, Tesla is facing a pressure to compete on price. By cutting prices, Tesla can better compete with other manufacturers and maintain its market position. Tesla's competitive advantage lies in the ability to produce EVs at a lower cost than its competitors. The company has invested heavily in battery production and has become the leader in battery technology. This allows them to have a significant cost advantage in the production of EVs. Additionally, Tesla's vertical integration strategy, where the company controls the entire production process from raw materials to the final assembly, also helps keep costs low. This allows them to have more control over the production process. Furthermore, Tesla's investment in its own gigafactories allows the company to produce batteries at scale that no one else can match. This not only allows them to produce batteries at a lower cost, but also helps improve energy density, range, and the safety of their batteries, making them more competitive in the market. It's also rumored that Tesla is set to unveil its next Gigafactory in Mexico, according to multiple reports from sources familiar with the matter. The new factory will reportedly be built outside of Monterrey in Santa Catarina, within the Mexican border state of Nuevo León. Tesla and the state are still finalizing certain details of the plant's construction, and the automaker has been in regular discussion with the state government and the Mexican Foreign Relations Ministry. This seems to be the most promising location of the next Tesla Gigafactory. All of these factors combined allow Tesla to be able to afford the price cuts and still be able to turn a profit. The company's focus on technology, efficiency, and vertical integration allows them to produce electric vehicles at a lower cost than its competitors. This gives Tesla the ability to cut prices and still maintain profitability, proving its competitive advantage in the market. Tesla's recent price cut is a bold move that aims to create demand by making EVs more affordable to the masses. Despite the challenges, Tesla still remains the best EV on the market, and it'll be interesting to see how the company balances the equation and creates demand again. With the new tax incentives, the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y trims now become more accessible to a wider range of consumers, and is an important move in Tesla's long-term vision. The company's ability to cut prices while still being able to maintain profitability is a testament to its competitive advantage and its leadership in battery making. The price cuts also prove that Tesla is not just a company that is focused on making high-end cars, but is also dedicated to making EVs more affordable to the mass market. The EV market is becoming more competitive, but Tesla's latest move shows that they are still the leader in the industry. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think about Tesla and the recent price cuts in the comments below. Your feedback is always appreciated. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.